So, welcome to this training on how to rank in the 3-pack on Google. This is important because up to 47% of all clicks on local search will go to the 3-pack. So, our objective today is to discuss and educate the importance of Google My Business and how to make sure that your Google My Business profile is optimized to get the most impressions in Google search, specifically the 3-pack, because more impressions mean more clicks, and more clicks mean more site visitors. More site visitors, it's all math, it's all simple numbers. More site visitors mean more leads, more members. So the Google's algorithm relies really heavily on Google My Business profiles for local-based businesses. And this can be a huge source of leads for fitness studios, because if someone is searching for spin classes near me, which shows up 7,000 times nationwide in 1 month alone, you want to make sure you show up in your local area. And this is why Google created the 3-pack or the local pack, because they wanted consumers who were looking for local businesses to find what they wanted that makes the platform more user friendly. And so they created the service Google My Business in order to have the algorithm work in that favor. So what is the 3-pack? Well, it's the top 3 organic results on the top of your search engine result page. So they display the top 3 results in your local searches, and this is really important, it uses the user's location to make the search relevant to the location where the user submitted the query. Now, what do I mean by that? If we go into Google and we go Spin Studio Kelowna, these 3 studios at the very top is what I'm calling the 3-pack. And so how does Google decide which ones go in the top? And that's what we want to talk about today, because like I said, 47% of all clicks will go here. And it's the same on mobile, right? So it's really important. So here are some basics that you need to know. Local SEO for any business that has a physical location is a requirement. So obviously for fitness studios, this applies to you. And one of the best ways to increase your local SEO is through your Google My Business page. So like I mentioned, anybody who's local does need one, and the benefits are that your local customers will be ready and willing to invest. It means you don't have to worry about competing against large international corporations to get your local business in front of relevant nearby customers. You get an edge over the national guys because it shows up above what we call normal SEO, which is down here. This is a different algorithm, so it gives you the edge. So investing in local SEO can help drive more customers to your studio, and obviously generating more revenue. So this is going to drive more clicks to your website, more phone calls, more bookings, more searchers, more queries. So some stats: 76% of all people who conduct a local search on their phone will visit that business within 24 hours, and 28% of those searches will purchase. This is huge. We can't ignore it anymore. So how do you get started? Here's our actionable steps, 9 of them, to optimize your Google My Business to get into the 3-pack. So how do you get here, right? That's the goal. So first thing, you need to make sure that all the information is correct. So a big part of local SEO is making sure that it's accurate and that you appear as trustworthy, attractive, and appealing, and to warrant a click-through. Because when the algorithm, the AI is searching, they want to pick the best options for the searcher, because that means the searcher will come back and use Google again. So make sure everything is correct. Make a note to review it on a quarterly basis. Make sure your description is action taking. So you can add a 750 character description and make sure that it's engaging, not referencing sales and promotions, just a really quick synopsis, elevator pitch, what do you do, and next step. Number 3 is make sure your categories are correct. These are really important because Google does use the categories, and one of the things we do when we optimize a client's Google My Business is make sure that the categories are correct, and it can have a huge impact. So you're allowed a primary category and secondary categories. Use only the ones that are relevant, but use as many as you can that are relevant. A lot of businesses do not add photos, but we know from the data that businesses with photos receive 42% more requests, especially for driving directions or calling or visiting the website. So really, really important to be adding photos on a weekly basis. Takes me to number 5, post weekly. So Google took away Google Plus quite a few years ago. It was a bit of a fail. And they added what we'll call social posts to Google My Business. Now, they still favor it in the algorithm. So if you post weekly, you're more likely to get into the 3-pack because they want people to use it, because it was kind of this bridge the gap between Google Plus, which they took away. So make sure that you're posting weekly. Any social media posting schedulers usually have a Google My Business integration so that you can just load your posts up in one place and schedule out to everything, and makes it really easy. We post our blogs up there so that people can visit our blogs. Reviews. This is number 1. Out of everything else that you do, which is kind of like a one-time thing outside of the weekly posts, you need to be getting reviews regularly. It's huge, and it's pretty simple. And it's not how many positive reviews, which is really unfortunate. It's not weighted. It's literally just the number of reviews. So sometimes you'll be like, well, why does this guy rank higher than me when he has a lower score? Because Google's not weighing it, and they should. So there are ways called reputation management, which you can send out a link to everybody, every member on a regular basis, to get them to leave a review. And what we actually do is once they've been a member for 30 days, we send out an automation that says, please leave us a review. We'd love to have your feedback. And it really helps us reach more people. And that's automated as soon as they become a member. Number 7, there is a Q&A section inside Google Analytics or inside Google My Business. People will ask questions in there. So, and you can also put some frequently asked questions so that you can, again, use it kind of like a social platform and engage with people. Number 8, turn on appointments. Almost every fitness studio that I know has some sort of integration with a scheduler, MindBody, or whatever. It's just a link. Make sure you add the link so that customers can find it really easily and book their first tour, their one-on-one session, whatever it may be. Make it easy. Again, do it once and you can forget this one, but super important. And then lastly, messaging. So this is relatively new, and they're really pushing it. So we're going to see it more and more that businesses that have messaging turned on and are replying, don't think Google's not tracking that, will get pushed up in the 3-pack. Now, the app that we provide to our clients is integrated with Facebook messaging and email and SMS and Google My Business messaging, because it's starting to get really overwhelming for small businesses to keep track of all these messages coming in from all these platforms, right? So that's why we use the app. You can make it really simple, but you need to have messaging turned on so that people can quickly ask you questions, and then of course have it monitored. Replies will be indicative. Same thing with reviews. You have to reply to your reviews, even the negative reviews. Google looks at that. If you're just ignoring your reviews, that will hurt your ranking. You need to reply to messages, you need to be posting regularly, and you need to be replying to reviews and getting more reviews. So keep in mind that listings on Google My Business can only be created for businesses that have a physical location or that can travel to visit customers where you are. Of course, that applies to fitness studios, and remember that it's an extremely powerful tool. We know from our own clients that about 60% of all their leads come from Google My Business. You cannot ignore this tool, but I am always surprised of how many fitness studios have an unoptimized Google My Business, which is why we're doing the webinar. So take 30 minutes, log in, update it, and get it done. That is all that I have for today. Thank you for joining. If you want us to do an audit of your Google My Business, I do want to, and I'm going to add a new tab right here. Of course, I can't type. Book a call with me. So you can go book a call. Make sure that you leave a comment when you're booking it that it's about Google My Business for the audit. We'll do the audit, and then on the call we'll go through and tell you what we did. So be sure to do that if you want it. There's no fee. It's free. It doesn't really take us long to do it, and we just want to make sure that you're in the right place going forward. So do take us up on that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this actionable, and we will talk to you soon.